Hey everyone, I'm Laura and welcome to my DIY channel. If you have never tried square foot gardening, hit the subscribe button and follow along while I take you from start to finish and turn this into this. Now this video is going to be the first of a 3-part series regarding my elevated garden bed project. So basically, you take your raised garden bed, which is still above the ground level, and you take container gardening, which is more in condensed spaces, and you combine them together. It's the best of both worlds. It's my favorite way to garden, and it's much better on your back. Elevated gardens are great for beginners, and they also keep out furry friends like dogs, mice, and rabbits. There is no back pain, and you won't have to pick many weeds. It's portable, temporary, and can be put anywhere. So I gladly took this planter off a friend's hand. I'm going to turn it into an awesome garden. Depending on your equipment, mowing the lawn or using a weed whacker can be challenging under an elevated bed. Throw some landscape fabric down, cover with some medium rock, and you'll have one less thing to worry about this year. This elevated garden bed needs a little TLC, and I'm going to start by removing the old liner that's no longer functional. I'm easily removing the leftover soil using a shovel. Wanted to give it a good clean. Even though you see there's a wire mesh bottom, I still need to add a liner to prevent the soil from falling out the bottom. I always find a use for cardboard, and since it's biodegradable, I love to line the bottom of all of my garden beds with it. Eventually, it'll decompose, but will take a long time to break down. The soil you use for your garden has a huge impact on how large and healthy your plants will grow. Topsoil doesn't always have the nutrients or microorganisms in it that your plants need to thrive. Purchase garden soil, and it's going to have a huge impact on how healthy and large your plants will grow. If you already have soil in your garden bed, just freshen it up with adding a few new bags of garden soil or even compost and give it a good mix. So the concept is to designate 1 square foot, so 12 inches by 12 inches of space for a specific plant you want to grow. Now, some plants will take over 2 spaces based on the size of this plant or their growth space, and some squares you can grow multiple plants. These are bamboo sticks I try to reuse year after year until they break. And I'm adding biodegradable jute string just to form the grid. I keep it in all season, so when I rotate my crop, I like to see the space that I'm working with. You can grow 100% of your crop in about 20% of the space. I'm not really sure what I'd call this, but I wrap my perpendicular lines around the existing to ensure that the entire grid is connected. So I can easily pull up any of the corners to remove any soil that's covered and just adjust the spacing. It all comes up in one piece. So this elevated garden bed is 3 by 5, so I'm going to end up with 15 squares to use this year. So I have taken an old elevated garden that needed a little TLC and turned it into a fresh, healthy spot where I'm going to grow some plants in the square foot garden. So in the next video, in the second part of the series, I'm going to be taking some old materials I had around and building a trellis, so an archway trellis. And we'll be sowing the seeds and transplanting the plants into the square foot garden. And for the third video of this series, we're going to be managing what's been growing, providing some helpful tips on care, as well as rotating the crops, harvesting your food, maybe a little bit of bug management. So thanks for watching. Please write in the comments below why you love square foot gardening. See you next time.